till the final lap's gone. Not just watching, we're in the run, chasing the truth, the family tale. Rip the night, feel the story ignite. Every battle burning under broadcast lights. From the green to the checkered flag, we make the moments larger than life. Every call, every day move, every driver's dream comes true. If you love the race beyond the wheel, but you open network makes it real. It's more than laps and running lines. It's heartbeats caught between the times. From the first grid call to the final cheer, we turn the race into something you feel. Slow it down, then build it higher. Voices rise with the engine fire. Every replay, every stand-up fight, nothing together on race night. In the night that the legends lead, or the underdog, every winning streak. From hometown heroes to the final line, we hold on till the end of the fight. When the string goes down, the echoes remain. Another chapter written in speed and flame. If you live for the more than the racing truth, virtual grip network, that's you. Sign of fate, but the passion stays. Another race in the broadcast haze till the lights go green and the mics ignite. Virtual grip network grips the night.
Gridlock Scott for race 6 of the Bootleg Racing League SteelCraft Structures Super Late Model Series. SteelCraft changes lives through excellence, leading the steel structure industry in quality and service while following Christ as our guide and sharing his light. Whether you need a carport, garage, workshop, barn, or a commercial building, SteelCraft is here to help you build with confidence. To get started or for more information, please visit steelcraftmetal.com or call 980-434-5400. When you do, please mention the Bootleg Racing League or the SteelCraft Structures Super Late Model Series and receive up to 15% off of your structure. Well, boys, time to kick it off. Last week, the gang went down to Georgia where the devil made sure to bring his caution flag. In its 100 laps, the race saw 8 cautions and a mess that tore up race cars in the garage. Through all of the mayhem and fighting, somehow, though, the cream found a way to rise once again. James Lowe found himself in victory lane for the 4th time this season and now stands on an astounding 21-point lead. If Chris Worrell has any life left, any hope at all, he needs to pull those belts tight and get ready to go to war because it's almost showtime in North Carolina here at the half-mile Concord Speedway. Gridlock, this place is awkward, man. Needless to say the least, both corners are different. I mean, it's very weirdly banked, and We saw all sorts of fireworks last week. What do you expect tonight in the 100 laps here in North Carolina?
Yeah, we saw fireworks on and off the track, well after the race, too. Here's the thing. It's 100 laps at a very oddly banked, oddly shaped, as you mentioned, half-mile tri-oval. Of course, this was a classic track here, as all the NASCAR stars got their start. NASCAR Wheel and Modified, passing cars, all made their homes here at some point down the road, but still half a mile around here. It's going to be very interesting. I like to bring back the past a little bit. It's almost like a mini-sized Trenton Speedway, if you think about it that way.
Yeah, and it's one of those places where, we're not going to Pocono this season, so we can, I guess, call it a mini Pocono. Do you expect to see much passing going on through to the quote-unquote tri-oval, though? Maybe guys will, try to be aggressive and overdrive that thing, but I don't really expect that to be a huge point of contention, I guess I would say, as the night goes. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not seeing that happen too much, although we could be proven wrong. It may happen later in the race, but early in the race, I think we're going to see the drivers tiptoe their way through the tri-oval section, and we'll see what happens. I think a lot of the passing is going to be done, especially through this turn 3 complex, where you see drivers taking different lines, especially here through practice, and I think that's going to be the point of passing tonight.
Yeah, I would say especially big runs off that exit of 3. And, well, Jeremy, I guess, we should have talked about this before. Is this officially a 3-turn racetrack, or do we have to call turn 3 turns 3 and 4? How are we supposed to technically score this?
That's a good question. I'm going to check it out. Give me a little bit of research time here. Hold on.
According to the iRacing, okay, Jeremy, I was way off. There are 5 turns, so I guess turn 1 is going to be turns 1 and 2, tri-oval turns 3, and then 4 and 5 is what we're going to call turn. But you know what? For the sake of us, there's 3 turns tonight, Jeremy. There's 3 turns.
I was going to say, is it really an oval if there's 5 turns to it? Yeah, I think calling it 3 turns is pretty much safe.
Right now, James Lowe, he is the quickest here in warm-ups. A little over a minute to go, but there are some closer guys. Anybody you'd particularly keep an eye on here? Lowe's won 4 of 5. Maybe can go 5 for 6, but I wouldn't count on it. Who's your pick tonight?
Well, if you remember last week, James was really itching at the bit here to come and race at Concord, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him up at the front. Todd Liston's been knocking at the door as well. He's 4th quickest right now in that final warm-up, so would not be surprised to see him up at the front. Also keep an eye on Chris Worrell. He's one of the newer drivers who's really trying to make his claim to stake in the series. We'll see what he can do as he gets out late for practice.
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. I think that's the guy you got to watch tonight. Worrell for sure. Todd Liston possibly. Lewis Flowers, I'm watching him roll around right now. He's put a lot of laps in here, Jeremy. He's on lap 59. So coming to a close here. Checkered flag set the wave, and we'll get ready to pop this graphic away as soon as we can show you our starting lineup. Still a little bit away, but 100 laps, and most nights I'd say, races go pretty quick, but 15-second lap, it may be a longer 15 seconds with that extra turn thrown in there, Jeremy, than the guys are used to.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit longer of a race, but not as long as we saw last night. Last week I should say, I don't think we'll have as many cautions.
Let's hope not. Ryan, go ahead, fire it up. Let's take a look at the man who's going to be starting on the pole in that 52. Steve Hilbert is outside the 40 of Lewis Flowers.
As you take a look at row 2, it's a 76 of Jeff Sharp. He rolls off 3rd from the 4th points position as well. Tom Hilbert alongside.
Kurt Smith takes the 6 machine and lines up on the inside of row 3 to the top shelf, the 87 of Todd Liston.
Row 4 looks like this. It's the Canadian Goose John Wilson and the boss man, Lowell Jewell.
The shoe, Adam Shane, lines up on the inside of row 5 in the 79 to the outside, the 99. Your points leader, James Lowe.
Take a look at row 6. I think a winner might be coming from there, either with Chris Worrell or the quiet man, Ruben Altis.
The Lipper, Chris Hazlip, lines up on the inside of row 7 in the 93. To his outside, the 36 of Jeffrey Harden. And the man rounding out the field, the 7 of Mr. Aggressive, Chris Davis.
And really, I think this is going to be a perfect size field for this track. By the way, you see the 76 going up high. I'm sorry, not 76. The 40 of Louis Flowers. He is taking an end-of-line penalty, so he will be shotgun on the field as we're just about ready to get set for 100 laps of racing. Look at how steep this banking is. It's going to be interesting to see how these drivers hang out, especially with the changing conditions as well.
Yeah, and you know, Lewis, I mean, I understand it. Not much of a choice there. He had a penalty, but boy, oh boy, did you see who that just put on the front row? I mean, we got a set of brothers. I mean, oh my gosh, this is coming. I mean, what? We got Easter coming up here in a month and a half. I mean, they better behave. You don't want any problems here at the dinner table.
Absolutely fine. They're used to it. Is Shacky? We're coming to green.
Now we take a look to that North Carolina sky. The green flag is high. It's time to watch the rubber fly. Great jump for Steve. Left Tommy in the dust, but Tom's got a clear lane to the bottom, able to go down and shut the door if he wants to. But meanwhile, battle on for third. Liston trying to roll that outside as Scissors cuts his way on the bottom.
And already we mentioned early on how that high line is going to be very prevalent, as we saw in practice. And I'll tell you what, Liston's doing his best to really hang on to that battle for third. And Sharp just gets that nose out front pointedly, mind you, coming off of turn 4, but still that's about the best battle of the race we have so far as those two battling for third. By the way, Tom Hilbert, fast lap of the race, 15.889, so I think we're going to see about high 15s, low 16s all race long.
Yeah, Liston almost punches the outside wall there, coming off a 3, and both of those drivers, they finally get single file. Neither were doing either of them favors. I mean, those right fronts got to be screaming, running side by side there those first 4 laps. See the boss man, he's able to hang out there. The 75 of John Wilson, and then already, I mean, I said it, that cream's been rising all season. Gridlock. James Lowe already up 3 spots. He may be looking for another one here.
And of course, Liston gets into second place, easily dispatches of Tom Hilbert. Sharp's going to try and look to the inside as well, coming off of turn number 1. Now through 2 as they're side by side. The boss man wants to try and make it 3 wide. I think this is one of the few tracks you might be able to make it 3 wide. And he's trying to get ahead in a hurry as we have debris on the circuit. Not sure whose car that is that it came off of, but still, now you see Tom Hilbert trying to hold on to for dear life up in that high line. Some of the faster cars going around the inside.
No, and I mean, you can just tell he's not comfortable being up there, especially here coming out of 1. I mean, I think you can do 3 wide almost everywhere, but coming out of 1, cars just want to file up to that outside wall. And if you're not comfortable, don't trust the guy underneath you. Man, you got to be cautious. And James Lowe making the move there on the boss man. Lowell Jewell made it look easy.
He really did, and lets the points leader through around turn number 2, and now James Lowe closing in on Sharp for the bottom step of the podium. But oh, look at how close Lowell is really closing in on James Lowe here as well.
Yeah, but that's just because he's doing such a good job of backing up that corner. You saw the run he got on Jeff Sharp. Now Lowell, tried to follow him on by, but pinched Scissors up in the wall, and boy, oh boy, they both got cut there, Jeremy. Not the way you want to start off your race here, only 10 laps in.
Especially if you're ended up putting the boss man into the wall. That's never a good thing. Well, let's see what happens here as Sharp. Oh, no, I actually think the boss man pinched Sharp into the wall.
Oh, yeah, there was nowhere to go for Sharp. And, I mean, you could see even tries to avoid it there a little more and eats the wall real hard with the right front. And well, it stinks. Jeremy, you know that as well as I do. It's not always your fault, but man, normally the guy who causes the caution, walks out with the least amount of damage, and I think that's what we saw there. Lowell's car seems to be pretty clean.
Well, he is into the pits, so he might have garnered some damage, and if you don't hear me tomorrow night, it's because I said it was the boss man's fault.
It's fair enough. I'm going to back you up, so I won't be able to replace you either if that would be the reason. So I'll try to go to war here for you, and I'll tell you,
well,
speaking of going to war, oh, go ahead, Jeremy, my bad.
We put J.R. Shepard into the booth, and that way Soup and J.R. can come wax poetic tomorrow night.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, there's nobody. Now, I love working with you, Jeremy. I do. But boy, oh boy, JR, he is a wealth of knowledge. I can just be a complete imbecile, and he will pick me up. It is absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, Hazlip was missing the bumper there, as you saw. Yeah, and it teleported back, Jeremy. They must have had another one there on the other side of the pit road wall.
Almost like divine intervention there with the race and Rev ended up with the bumper back up front.
Now, I mean, if you're James Lowe, you've got to be happy here, Jeremy. I mean, that you're in third, not second or fourth here. He arguably should make a move, get fairly aggressive, and get by Liston. And no offense to Steve, I think Steve would admit this. I don't think Steve is going to be, too much of a problem here for your leader, your points leader.
No, Steve's good at restarts, but I think that Liston's going to be a little aggressive. But I think James Lowe will probably give him about 5 laps, and he might be to the point.
Let's see. Pace car off. Field is on Steve Hilbert. He drops the hammer. We're back underway. Great start for Todd Liston. Man, can he get down there? No, he doesn't want to get down. What a run for the 87 on the top shelf. He is looking for the lead. He's got it. Hilbert's got a slight nose underneath. Who's it going to be at the line? It's Liston all day.
Oh, that was an absolutely fantastic Greg Moore move that the Liston had on Hilbert. Now Hilbert backing up the rest of the field as he's trying to get out of the way. James Lowe, you saw in the past couple laps trying to look even any way he could to get around the 52. Now he gets down low and he can easily dispatch of Hilbert. So move Lowe to second for the time being, but Hilbert's not making it that easy. It's his right because it is his position. Now Lowe gets into second and he brings Worrell with him for third.
Yeah, and if you're Worrell, this has to be the most aggressive you've been all season. You got that man you're chasing him points right in front of you. You've got absolutely nothing to lose here, Jeremy, but that man in front of you in the 99, he's got everything to lose. 21-point lead. He's got to race smart, and if you're Chris, you got to put that pressure on him. You know as well as I do, their buddies, probably not going to happen.
Well, you and I've talked about this on the air, off the air, that Worrell's time is coming. It just really is. And we think one of the very few people who can match Lowe toe-to-toe is Chris Worrell. In spite of him being newer to this series and this league, he's been around the block, so he knows what he has to do. As you see Flowers making his way up into 10th, that's about 5 spots that he has gained so far since getting the end-of-line penalty. He's bringing Jeffrey Harden with him as well. You see the boss man into the pits. That might be a race ender for the two.
Yeah, and sadly, race ender at P15, not going to be in line for that coveted invert spot. Everybody wanting 13th if they're going to have a bad race tonight. I mean, not that you want to have the bad race, but, you want to at least have something there at the end of that rainbow waiting for you. And, that brings me here jumping around, hopping around to different thoughts, Jeremy. If you're Chris Worrell here, you're running around in third. I bring this up a lot because I think it's really important here at this racetrack, more so. Do you need to get both of these guys at once, or if you're Chris, are you okay hanging out in third? Because, that's almost the cheat code, I'd think, to get you up into P2 with the front three we see right now.
I think him hanging out in third is probably the best case scenario because once Lowe catches up to Liston, it's not going to be easy for James to get around Todd, and Chris is going to want to sit there and pounce. Here's the thing. You take a look at their fastest laps. Lowe at a 691. Worrell at a 696. So they're matching each other's laps. So I think, and Worrell, I think, is just sitting back, saving his equipment, saving it for later on in the race, because he's run about the same times as both Todd and James are. So this is going to be an interesting game of cat and mouse here.
And we are over a quarter of the way through, so drivers should still be feeling pretty comfortable in their tires. I'd say in maybe another, 20, 15 laps or so. That's when we'll really start to see some separation of guys who have done a good job in the early stages. There we see, I believe that's the quiet man, Ruben Altice, and he's looking to inch his way inside the top four. Couldn't get underneath that time. Chris Davis right behind him, though. He moves his way on by, and Altice, he better get going. That 7's coming up pretty quick here.
I'm not too worried about Ruben. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he needs to do in order to get around Steve Hilbert. And he's not the type that's going to move Steve. So he knows how Steve races. These two are veterans of this series. So we'll see exactly how they work their way around. By the way, it looks like Liston is trying to hold off low as he's knocking at the door of that lead once again. It's gotten a little closer, but still Worrell falling back a little bit, letting the tires come to him. And that's what's going to be interesting with these high banks, how these tires are going to be handling once we get to about 10 to 20 laps left to go.
Yeah, and we're going to hope that's the case, that he's saving those tires, because, some people are going to be trying to drive this little tri-oval thing we got going down the backstretch here a little too hard. And the guys that are doing that, we're going to see them start to fade here early. So hopefully the 06 not in that camp, but not that I want to duck away from this battle for the lead, but I warned you that Ruben Altice better go. He tried to make a move there on Hilbert, had to get on the binders to back out of that. He has got a full train of cars behind him now, and I'm telling you, we call that 7 Mr. Aggressive for a reason. I'm not worried about Altice, but I'm worried about that rear bumper a little bit. He better go.
Well, it's the train behind I'm more worried about, because you've got Shane, Wilson, Smith, Flowers, and Harden all involved. So basically, if I can do my math right, this is almost an 8-car train for position that we're seeing here. And something I wanted to mention as well that we really haven't had the time to, this is the only time these drivers are driving straight. So you're turning from here all the way out of 1 through 2 into 3 the whole time. So that's going to be another component of how these tires are going to be try and stay fresh throughout the whole race. As you see Cucumber Kurt Smith try and use the high line around Louis Flowers, not going to make it happen. And now we're going to start to see drivers trying to get desperate and figuring out, okay, what line's going to work for me the later on we go in this race.
Yeah, and the problem is with, the later we go in the race, if you want to do it on the high side, you're going to have to drive it in a little deeper than that guy underneath you, and man, that right front just may not be there for you. So you've got to do it when the car's gonna let you do it. And man, I hate to encourage the roughhousing, as they say, but they put a bumper on these things for a reason, and we are half-mile racing, baby.
Now we don't want to. Yeah, exactly. That's something that I was watching too. Is now Worrell's backing up into this battle, so I'm wondering if Worrell's having some sort of handling issues already that may be preventing him from... Yep, he just whacked the wall again. That's the second time that I've seen him make some sweet marks with the wall there. So he might be dealing with some ill-handling race car right now.
Yeah, and we both know, as well as I do, Jeremy, that is not going to get better here. We are only on lap 41, so he's going to have to milk that thing for all it's got. Take it easy, really back those guys up, slow the corners down. It's going to be his only shot here.
It really is. And, here's the thing. Tip of the cap, too, to Steve Hilbert for holding on to that 4th place as long as he has for some of the fast cars that he's got behind him. He's doing a great job of holding his line and not being a menace. At least most of us think that.
Can we, yeah, and you clicked over there at the perfect time, Ryan. Sorry, I was answering my producer. Can we go on board with him? Because I'm loving this. I mean, he is just painting this racetrack. He is doing it his own way. Now watch, you can see Liston pull away. Well, he pulls the rope. He's way lower, gets the better run off the corner, tugs him back in. And there you can see Liston pull away again through the tri-oval. Why? Because Lowe is not hammered down through there. That's where you heard Gridlock and I talking about, a couple times tonight. You overdrive that tri-oval. That is what's going to make those right side tires go away. And you can see somebody who was quick as James Lowe. Jeremy, he's given up, I want to say, almost a tenth through the tri-oval. But, baby, he gets it all back on the corner entry to 3. I mean, that thing, that's built to last. He's going to get this thing in a matter of laps.
I think he will. Of course, also, you've got some slower traffic there, but here he goes to the inside of Liston, pokes that nose out front, and this might be the advantage that he really wanted. Dives it in deep through turn 1, and now we're side by side. Ciala's bathtub time, as our friend Soup likes to say, around turn 2, and still neck and neck around the track. I'll tell you what, this is absolutely fantastic racing. As low, as frustrated as he was getting, he's probably calming down just a little bit, knowing that he's just inching away from the 87.
Oh, he could overdrive this thing right now and seal the deal if he wanted to, but he took his time there through the tri-oval, just drove it into 3 the way he has been, and he's going to set sail. That thing is going to be gone. And Jeremy, we are on lap 49. Now, I don't mean to, disrespect the 87, but there's a solid chance Todd Liston laps everyone up until, I want to say, maybe Liston. I mean, with Hilbert 4.5 seconds back and James Lowe having a clean racetrack, if this stays green, he's gone.
We have another missing bumper. That's out of Chris Worrell. We'll see if we can get an update on that, but a little bit of a spin there from Altice. He saves it, almost ends up in the side of the 79. A shame, but Altice with a little bit of an issue as we're past halfway. I think that Lowe and Liston could be starting the lap cars here shortly, and once they get there, it's going to make life a little bit interesting. Look at that save by Ruben Altice. That was fantastic.
Doing what he had to do there, and this is where, it's coming down to where you've got to fight for absolutely everything. And speaking of fight here, we may have a fight here for the bottom step of the podium, Ryan. Oh, contact. Hilbert eats the bumper there. That was close. What a save by the 52. He was sliding through that Tokyo drift style big time there by Hilbert. Tires may not like it, but boy, the fans do.
I'll say this, Steve Hilbert's having a fantastic race. He usually has 1 or 2 of them in a season, and this is one of them. He's taking that Purple People leader, number 52, up towards the front, and man, he is making a show of it, running about 0.2 of a second faster than his competitor there in 4th.
Yeah, and we'll have to see here if he can hang on to this. I mean, Davis, we've seen it before. He's willing to knock on that door a couple times, and can Hilbert be there to answer it? Because that is not an easy job there answering that. That's a big shot. You can see Davis here lining him up. He's coming back. I mean, really resembles James Lowe there through turn 3. It's a great corner entry. It's turn 1 and 2 there. You can see him slide up the hill. He's really, or turns 1, I should say, really struggling sliding up the hill. But through 3, I mean, that's 7. He is on rails.
Yeah, but exit of 1, exit of 2, that's where Steve Hilbert has the number. Watch how he pulls away. Doesn't pull away as this much, but either way, this battle for 3rd really shaping up to be pretty darn good.
Went in there and laid the wood to him one more time. Boy, oh boy. I mean, Hilbert, I'm telling you, good save there by the 52. And Jeremy, I don't know what they built that rear bumper out of, but baby, I got to get some of that on some of my dirt cars. That thing is standing up to anything right now.
Oh man, I'll tell you what, this is absolutely fantastic to watch, and that's gonna be a
You might as well just keep this camera here. I mean, everybody knows it's coming. We knows it's coming. The viewers knows it's coming. It's just, when is it going to be coming here? Either Davis is going to get up to P3 or we are going to have a caution flag here by lap 7.
Yeah, why not both?
There's a solid chance we do get both here, actually. This Davis, he is still there, and it's a case of right now, what are the lap times looking like behind him? even with this hard battling, Adam Shane is still not able to really plug into that gap. They're not catching him too much here, Jeremy.
No, they're not. And Altice is hanging there with them quite nice and tightly, with the Canadian Goose not doing too bad either. So that's a great battle there for that 5th spot, as Harden is back there as well. But tell you what, someone has really turned around big time in the past couple of seasons, and indeed Adam Shane sitting there in 5th place. Harden, though, finally the luck's coming on his side, as he's in a very racy position.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Harden, another one who is just, I mean, what a climb he's had through this field, up at 6 spots here. I mean, we don't need to mention that one of them, you know, he got with an EOL. We'll save that for later. But, I mean, working all over the back here, the Canadian Goose. He's another one who you can see he's taking it easy there through the little tri-oval and making a lot back there through turns 3. The 36 doing it the right way here. He's got a lot of momentum into 1, and if he can keep this rolling, it's only going to be a matter of laps here until he finds a way to shoot the Goose here.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. The Goose is very wily, as once again, you see Hilbert just doing all he can to stay into 3rd place. We're 2/3 of the way through this race, and this has got to be the battle of the racing so far. I think the battle of the season, with Hilbert doing all he can to stay in that 3rd position.
Gonna need to do a little more, though, as, man, my lap 70 almost on the mark here on 68. Davis finally inches ahead. It's all about this run off of 3. He's got him clear at the line, and Mr. Aggressive moves his way up inside the podium. And Hilbert, he's got 1 or 2 corners here for a last grasp. And, man, Davis 2 gone. Hilbert gonna have to try to hold on to a top 4, maybe 5, but I don't know. Adam Shane is coming quick here.
And you know what? Like I said, kudos to Steve Hilbert. I think that those tires are all just spent up. He did all he could to keep all comers behind him. But, yeah, you know, at some point, you just burn up that tire equity, and that's exactly what happened. So now we'll see how long it takes Steve Hilbert to just realize, you know what, you guys just way too much better than me. Come on around the inside, and Adam Shane is going to be that first driver to do so, and indeed he's going to around turn 3. Now here's the question: how's Shane's equipment compared to the rest of the field? That's what's going to be interesting to see if maybe he can race for that bottom step of the podium.
Yeah, and I mean, we watched Davis. He had to work. Now, you know, life isn't fair here, Jeremy. It was a lot easier for the 79 to get by Hilbert. We know 3rd means oh no! They're able to save it. Contact between Altice and Hilbert. Hilbert got in the wall. But boy, oh boy, it just gets worse here for the 50. But as I was saying, I mean, Davis had to work. Adam got by fairly easy. Let's see if he can take advantage of that. But I do see it, Jeremy. There is a decent amount of left front damage, I believe, to that 79.
We'll see what happens there. And here's my question to you. Is there some sort of rabbit's foot that is somewhere around Ruben Altice? Because that is the 2nd incident that he has had around him where either he has saved himself or he saved somebody else.
It's got to be that karma he's built up, man. They don't call him the quiet man for nothing. He never steps on anybody. No faults out of that 70, and it's about time something starts to go his way. And I mentioned Adam Shane, you know, maybe having something for Davis. It's probably the other way around. Oh, the quiet man. Oh, I jinxed him. Oh, and the 79 tried to save it, came back up the racetrack, and Harden gets the worst of it here. 3 cars in a wad. Altice, he's doing a 50-50 grind on the fence, comes to a stop, right front broke, and oh boy. It's a timely caution, though.
It really is. And I wonder if, Shane just lost it coming out of turn 2, and those two just had nowhere to go as he just, overcorrects, runs into the side of the quiet man, and then hits Harden. Harden gets ridden up the wall, and it was just, let's see how bad the Canadian Goose gets damaged. Holy cow, he and Flowers avoid all sorts of damage. Kurt Smith slams on the binders. Talk about 3 lucky drivers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously luck, but great track awareness, Steven, be able to grab the brake, put yourself in a good spot. because, man, that could have been nasty. And I just can't help but feel every time I look at that replay. I mean, I guess I jinxed him, Jeremy. I brought up there the 36, but Harden was having such a good run, and for it to spoil like that, oh, you got to feel for him.
All right, so we've had our second caution. We didn't talk about anyone in the first caution. Anyone you got in mind?
Nah, man, it's up to you.
Let's talk to Steve Hilbert after that fantastic run. I can't remember if he's one of the ones who doesn't like to talk to us. He does. Steve, it's Jeremy and Zach in the booth. I gotta say, fantastic racing there for that bottom step of the podium. But let me guess, the tires decided to fall off?
Yeah, pretty much. They got too hot and got slick, and that's about all I could do.
No, that being said here, I mean, this caution flag may be a little timely here. You get to cool them off, reset, go at it. And what kind of nonsense do you expect to see in front of you here? You think you can pick up a couple more free spots, Steve?
I don't know. Maybe. Everybody's driving pretty clean, so this is a tough track on these cars.
Well, hey, one to green, brother. Go get them.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, they're not done wrecking. I'll just say right now, they're not done.
No, these are talented drivers, but yeah, you got Lowe and Lissa on the front row, and that second row, oh boy.
Yeah, this is going to be an absolute dogfight here. As we look to that sky, the green flag waves. We're back underway. Davis on the slip and slide right away. Oh, thought he was going to come up and try to block the 79 there. The Shane did a good job of lifting out of as I get the hiccups, did a good job of lifting out of that. That could have been bad.
That could have been bad both for you and the rest of the field. Shane running the modified. Oh, a little bit of rubbing there between he and Smith.
And I maybe take back what I said here about, us having a caution flag. That restart did spread the boys out. Kurt Smith, though, trying to change that, works on the inside of the 79, but we knew Adam Shane wasn't really going to be able to put up a fight. Heavy damage to that thing, and at this point, he's just trying to have himself a good starting spot for next week.
Yeah, in essence, because if Shane pits, regardless, it's going to be race over. Chris Worrell, who's out of the race right now, provisionally will be your pole sitter with Harden alongside, but still have this battle for position for fifth between Kurt Smith and Louis Flowers, making their way around turn number 2. Flowers going to dive it in deep, so good recovery from him after qualifying up front, but having the end-of-line penalty move Flowers to the 5th spot.
Time winding down here. Only 14 laps to go this time by as your leader rolls off a 3. You have a couple battles there, but not really. I mean, Lewis Flowers, Kurt Smith was the close. Who just locked it up there? Chris Aislip. Boy,
that was a racing
boy.
rev. Slipped it in faster than me going to Friday Fish Fry during Lent.
Yeah, so looking at that, and oh my gosh, what an excellent job not wrecking there by the 93. The 52 of Hilbert clipped the wall coming out of 3, and, I mean, that's going to slow you down a little bit. Hazlip did a great job of not wrecking them both. Battle for second starting to heat up, boys.
See what Liston can do. I think that Liston's got a chance to stay there, but who knows really at this point of the race.
Davis diving it down to the inside. Liston, he's got the run off the top. He's going to make Davis drive it deep through the triangle. He had the grip. Liston going to fall in line, try to cut underneath, but Davis doesn't get off the bottom and move Mr. Aggressive up into P2.
Still a podium position for Liston would be an absolutely fantastic redemption art, as he's sitting 6 in points, 1 top 5, 3 top 10s so far this season. And now you see just going through the field right now, Kurt Smith trying to see if he can get that 5th spot back from Flowers. They work their way through turn number 2. Still a handful of laps left to do it, and it's Smith running about a couple tenths of a second faster than the 40.
I wonder if there's any races this season where James Lowe plans on just going away for vacation, taking it off, letting somebody else collect the checkered flag here, because, man, after tonight, that point lead is just, oh my God, it's almost going to be insurmountable here with Whirl finishing P13 and Liston trying to recover, as you mentioned, here running around third. But, oh man, what that can do to a driver's ego when you give it all you got, Jeremy. And man, nothing's got anything for that 99.
I don't think his battle for second is done yet, as Liston is trying to do all he can, the kitchen sink and everything, throwing it at second place. See if he can catch up. But look who's also back there. It's a Canadian Goose.
And you've got to wonder if maybe Davis, trying to do what Hilbert did to him, maybe just backing up these corners, really protecting the bottom. And that's allowed Wilson, as you said, to breathe a little air into this thing. And well, that's going to force Liston, I think, to be a little more aggressive than he'd like to on his teammate here normally with that 75 starting to push.
Well, Liston's doing all he can to make sure that he can get back in that second place, I think, but just short track racing.
We're coming to 1 mile left to go here is James Lowe all by himself rolling out of turn 4, 2 sticks in the air, 2 more trips around, and man, Liston almost pancaked the wall there coming out of 4. Did a good job of lifting out of that, but drives it in deep, got close to Davis. But man, really backed out of that late, and as the white flag waves, Jeremy, 1 lap to play. Liston clipped the wall, clipped the wall, and now, Liston, clipped the wall. Wilson was there. He's not going to be able to do anything, though, as James Lowe takes the checkered flag here for the 5th time out of 6 races. Davis P2 and Liston somehow clipping the wall, coming to the white flag, holds on to P3.
Once again, Liston showing why he's getting better. He's moving up through the podium. So great to see Liston in 3rd, and Louis Flowers up to 5th after starting at the end of the line. And like we said, Chris Whirl will be your pole sitter next week.
Well, we're going to give these drivers a moment or two here to catch their breath, get a drink of water, maybe a beer. If you're the 99 of James Lowe, you're probably going to enjoy this one a little bit more. But stick around here on the Virtual Grip Network. We'll be back here with interviews from your top 3 and your full rundown coming up next. We are back live on the Virtual Grip Network after 100 laps here at the Triangle, the Concord Speedway in North Carolina. Only 2 cautions, Jeremy. These guys, pretty clean, put on a great show here once again.
You know what? It was absolutely fantastic. And what I enjoyed about that is it wasn't like it was last week where drivers were just in over their head on the restarts. Everybody was nice and clean. It was just, oops, this happened.
Yeah, and I didn't want to miss out on anything, so I'll be honest. I left on race chat this race, and it was quiet. Nobody was mad at anybody. Nothing exciting happened, man.
What about kumbaya? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. And I mean, not that I'm not happy for the gang. I'm glad, but I get it from my mom. I wanted a little bit of drama. I didn't get any tonight, but let's take a look at that final finishing order here. And no surprise at the top. You might as well just, Ryan, I don't know how SDK, if it'll let us permanently put the 99 of James Lowe just P1, but you might as well just cement that in there for the rest of the season. Chris Davis coming home P2 in the 7 machine. Todd Liston 3rd. Canadian Goose, John Wilson 4th. Lewis Flowers rounds out your top 5. The rest of your top 10. Kurt Smith, Chris Hazlett, Steve Hilbert, Tom Hilbert, and Adam Shane.
As you take a look at 11th, it's Ruben Altiz. Jeffrey Harden and Chris Rowe will be on the front row next week out. We'll preview next week's race here in just a little bit with Jeff Sharp and Lowell Jewell, the boss man, rounding out your field. With that in mind, let's welcome in our 3rd place driver. We've mentioned off and on that he's been having some struggles with the car, but it seems like the redemption arc is back. Todd Liston, 3rd place. Not bad.
Thank you. We'll try to keep it rolling. I think this is probably an outlier. Concord is a unique track where I tend to not do too bad at, but we'll take it in stride and keep moving, keep building.
Either way, you got out there, led some laps, held off James Lowe for a lot of laps, which not many drivers are able to say that so far this season because it seems like he is just a man on a mission, but still not too bad. How were the tires out there?
I think I wore mine down more than anybody else for like the reason you stated. I guess if I had one regret, I probably would have just dropped back and saw what James was doing earlier before I burnt my tires off trying to keep them back, because I knew that was probably a losing battle. But hey, I mean, you're in the lead. You never give it up, right? So.
Yeah, I know that 87 looked so sharp at the front tomorrow night. We've got late models here. What are you expecting to happen with a little bit lighter car tomorrow night?
I struggle a little bit with with that late model. I'll try to keep the tires on it, will be the struggle I do with that car, because I burn the tires off that thing about 50% of the races, and that's why I can't ever get finishing results. So that's what we're working on this season, and its progress has been slow.
Well, better slow than not at all. Congratulations on a hard-fought 3rd place. Anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank my wife, Caitlin, son, James, daughter, Juliana. Thank you guys up in the booth, putting on a great show almost every day of the week now. I mean, we're getting back to it. So thank Lowell for putting it on. Thank all the drivers out here for all the clean racing, all the fun racing that we put on every week. And yeah.
I think we are it every day this week. I don't know. I know that's what my announcing schedule is nowadays. Todd Liston, your 3rd place driver. Congrats, bud. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Man, they all start to blur together, don't they, Jeremy? They really do.
Oh, they do.
I mean,
I was thinking, I'm thinking like, wait, I think Sunday's my only night off these days.
Yeah, that's it was Friday night for me, and now I got the real life track. So we'll see how that goes. After the end of the season, I was hoping to have Fridays off for the summer. Not anymore. And well, let's bring up the 2nd place driver here. Chris, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I do, Shaggy. What's going on, man?
I'll tell you what, man. You and Hilbert, you were the show there for a while through that halfway point of the race. You could clearly tell you had the pace, but he was backing it up, doing what he needed to do to protect the bottom. How hard was it just to be patient there? And, it may have taken 10, 15 laps, but you got it done.
Yeah, thank you. I did. I think I got him loose once, and I didn't mean to at all.
Short track racing.
Yeah,
I'll cover you there.
But a little bit different lines too. A lot of people that I don't even know what term to call it. It's track length speed, but that's the last term they call the straightaway, which is that little blue part where the start finish line is. I found it so much better to wait and come off that turn very low and as straight as possible. And then so I was faster at other parts of the track, whereas I think that was Steve Hilbert. He was faster most of the time coming off that turn, but he was much slower where I would be able to barely blip on the dog leg. And so our timings were just completely, backwards. And so, yeah, getting around them and not turning them was what I was trying to do. So it took a little while, but yeah, short track racing. Thank you.
Well, it looked like, and obviously it's P2. That's a great run, but it looked like, maybe a chance for the lead late on that final restart. But Chris, tires cooled off on you, got on the slip and slide there a little bit. How nervous were you there on that final restart? That was a close call.
Well, there was an over-under on there on, who could lay down the biggest peel out. And so I thought we were trying to do a burnout for extra points there on restarts. That's what my intention there was, Shaggy.
Well, I wasn't aware of that, but I have to assume you're definitely in contention for the points there. But congratulations on a great run. Good P2. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, obviously I'm kidding there. I haven't driven these cars for a while. I should have started off in third gear. I'm glad I just didn't clean out the field, especially my teammate behind me when that was just a horrible restart on my part. So yeah, I want to thank you up in the booth. You and Jeremy, Sue, everybody that BGN brings as broadcasters are nothing but quintessential professionals. You make it a privilege to get up here in the booth and talk to you guys because you all do such an awesome job, and so I appreciate that. I appreciate my teammate, John Wilson. Look, I have no problem saying that I benefited from how hard James Lowe had to battle my teammate last weekend in the late models instead of the super late models. And we don't have team calls or anything like that, but there is definitely a benefit of having someone who's out there who's going to race hard, and that can help you out. So I definitely want to give a big shout out to the Canadian Goose, and never turn your back on a goose because they're bound to bite. So thank you, John, for helping me out in that way, and hopefully I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.
Well, hey, congrats on the P2. Good luck the rest of the way, Chris.
Thanks, buddy.
That's your P2 finisher, Chris Davis. And now we're going to get to talk to, the man, we shouldn't be surprised he's up here talking to you, Jeremy.
No surprise here. James Shaggy said he just didn't want to talk to you today. So, yeah, got me for probably the first time this weekend. Congratulations.
Hey, I appreciate it, guys.
So I'm going over my notes from tonight and tomorrow night. Across both nights, you're now at 7 wins. Last time you took a weekend sweep was 5 flags. And talking to you last week, it sounded like this might be another weekend sweep for you. You looked really comfortable out front.
Yeah, I mean, this track's really tricky, and it looks like there was a lot of attrition tonight. So, yeah, it's just coming off straight and going in a lot slower than you probably thought you had to was the key. And tomorrow is probably not going to be any different. Those cars love to burn tires off big time, so everybody's going to have to be conscious of that, and we'll just see how it shakes out.
Yeah, it's something Todd was saying is he's really going to have to watch his tires a little bit more than he did tonight. And something that I brought up during the race, I want to get your opinion on this. So we called this a 3-turn track. Basically, you're turning the whole time from turn 1 all the way over to turn 3. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I mean, pretty much on the front stretch, too. You're not straight very long, so... it's a lot of left turn movement and a lot of worn out arms after the race is over with, I'm sure, for everybody.
And of course, also the lines too. It looked like in practice some of you guys were testing that high line, but the longer you got in the race, everybody kind of fell in line.
Yeah, I mean, here especially, I'd never want to go out towards the wall because it does some tricky things if you happen to get into it. So I always try to come off low and straight and really get hard on the brakes in the center of the turn to get the car turning the way I need it to. And I noticed early on when I was following Todd, he was starting to venture out towards that wall. And I knew it was only a matter of time before I got him, so I wasn't in any rush. And just got out front and kind of rode there.
Yeah, we knew that wall was a little hungry tonight. Took out a couple of drivers. Either way, congratulations. Anyone you want to thank real quick?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Mount Mary Alice for watching as always. You guys for broadcasting. Can't wait to watch it back. And Lowell for putting all this on and letting me come do it. And SteelCraft Structures for sponsoring the league.
Indeed. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
James Lowe, your 5-time race winner so far in Friday Night Series.
Yeah, and man, oh man, we may have to put a bounty on that SOB to get somebody to maybe wreck him next week or something to get a different winner up. I may be willing to put my pay for the night up. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But man, oh man, it's getting unbelievable. 5 out of 6 races, and I don't know. Let's take a look what's coming up next week here, because where are we at? Oh boy, South Boston. He's going to do it again, Jeremy.
Oh boy,
He's going to do it again. Oh boy, oh boy. But I'll tell you what, I got lucky enough to sit in with you Wednesday night. Why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because, man, them at the Iowa Speedway, oh my gosh, that's going to be a good time.
I always say it's fighter jets in the gymnasium, and it's going to be no different there. I believe it's 150 lapper we're doing at Iowa Speedway on Wednesday night. If you've never seen ISRA Sim Gaming Expo Open Wheel Racing, you're going to want to tune in. Soup and I have the call for that last week. 0.005 seconds. The shorts are all over YouTube. Watch the finish. It is the closest finish that we have seen here on the Virtual Grip Network.
That is definitely going to be a good one next Wednesday. I am not going to be lucky enough, I don't think, to let Soup experience a snowstorm, but if he does, I will be there. Definitely be there Sunday night at Rockingham. I don't want to lead you guys in too much. Last week was a little bit of wild in that Gen 4 car. Still getting used to the handling. Those things get loose, so not sure what we'll expect there Sunday night at 9 o'clock, but you heard me talking about it. Man, James Lowe, I'm going to write my script for next week. He's going to win. He's going to go 6 for 7 at the South Boston Speedway. That place is a bull ring, and I expect him to pound his way to the front. But that's going to do it here for the Bootleg Racing League SteelCraft Structures Super Late Model Series. I'd like to thank my partner in the back, Gridlock, a.k.a. Jeremy Scott. The dude in the back, the absolute best, Ryan Seneker. And last but not least, we at the Virtual Grip Network want to thank all of you for tuning in. Have a good night.